The top 5 unsettling, no, not top 5. It's not a top 5 video, but it's 5 unsettling psychological disorders that will make you question reality by The Pursuit of Wonder. As you guys can see, Pursuit of Wonder, shouts out my man's Robert Pantano, as now I know his name. As you know, I had to cop his brand new book, right? Shouts out. He didn't pay me to say this. You know, I just gotta put it out there. I'm not affiliated. I'm not being paid to say this. It's not an advertisement. It's not a sponsored video. But I still wanted to shout out my good man's Robert Pantano, okay, from Pursuit of Wonder, of course. I do believe that is the narrator in all of these videos. I don't know if it's a one-man team out there. I think he has somebody doing the animations, possibly. So it might be like a two-man team. I mean, when he does the little posts on Instagram, he uses the word us. We have just posted a video, some shit like that. So that makes me think, I don't know if he's just trying to be professional and make it seem like a whole thing. But, like, I don't know. Anyway, enough said. 1 minute in, you know, I got to keep the audience retention in here. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day today, right? And then I hope that this video can enlighten you just a little bit, you know, and help you learn. We're going to wonder, right? We're on the Pursuit of Wonder with my man's Robert. So let's go. Let's learn about 5 unsettling psychological disorders.
This video is sponsored by the book summary app, Blinkist.
As all of your videos, yes.
We have all been physically ill before. We have all felt the strange, deviant nausea, body aches, fatigue, and so on, be it from viral or bacterial infections or otherwise. Perhaps we might have or continue to experience the distress of a genetic condition that impairs the function of our heart, lungs, or other parts of the body. In all of these cases, the body functions and is experienced differently compared to what is otherwise understood to be its normal condition. Likewise, in the case of mental illness, the mind functions differently.
But I guess normal has its use there, because, you know, it's like the majority of people maybe don't have these things. Therefore, I guess you can attribute it to being normal, sure. But to say that there's a normal, like, health, like, see, you do too much when you go down that enlightenment route. You know, when you're using science to understand nature and how to use nature to your advantage, and you start classifying things, and, you know, like, people can get a little too ahead of themselves. You know, it's a big, you know, topic for contention. Contempt? No, I don't know how. I think it's the word contention. When you start saying things like, what is a normal psyche? What is a normal psychological state? What is a normal state of mind? What is a normal brain? What does it look like? And if you deviate just a little bit, what are we now going to label that as? What are we going to consider it that as, right? You're going to consider it an illness? Something that you need to go to a psychiatric hospital right now and get that shit beaten out of you? You need to get that shit electrocuted out of you? You know, got to get a lobotomy, got to get whatever the fuck. You know, you got to get all this shit because it's not right. You know, you got to be careful when you're talking about what is right and what is not right, because that's when a lot of problems start to arise. You know, motherfuckers start labeling autism. They start labeling all of these conditions as, like, something that needs to be fixed. You know, it's like, oh, is something wrong with you? No. You're just different. But to say that it's wrong, I mean,
this video is sponsored
by...
What the
fuck? What did I click?
We have viral or of a genetic. In all of these cases, the body functions and is experienced differently compared to what is otherwise understood to be its normal condition. Likewise, in the case of mental illness, the mind functions differently compared to what is understood to be its normal condition. More specifically, the normal conscious experience of the mind's normal condition.
Okay.
But what exactly does this mean? To experience an illness of the mind, what is the right normal experience, and how do we define and know it? Generally speaking, psychological disorders are defined as patterns of thought, feelings, or behaviors that are deviant from the cultural classifications of normality, distressful, and dysfunctional to living in society, or the world more broadly. Beyond this, however, psychological disorders can be fairly ambiguous, and we, as a species, are largely still at the ground floor of our understanding. Psychological disorders are both extremely common and rarely
We don't even know
extreme,
what consciousness is.
At least in the sort of cases in which we will be discussing here in a moment. We are generally all familiar with the more common types or mid-level forms, like depression, anxiety, obsessive-compulsive disorder, bipolar disorder, and so on. Perhaps we are familiar firsthand. However, there are types and forms of conditions further out on the periphery that can sound as if they are made up, like they are out of a psychological thriller film. But these psychological thrillers are the real lives of real people. And so, this topic warrants delicate handling and compassionate deliberation. There is a history of stigma, misunderstanding, and poor treatment associated with mental illness. Only around the 18th and 19th centuries did we even realize that mental disorders could and likely were about a sickness of the mind, and we still have a long way to go in terms of comprehensively understanding what exactly a sickness of the mind really is and means. Veiled by the seemingly invisible cloak of consciousness, an impenetrable subject where
Consciousness. I'm really looking forward to see if we ever figure that shit out. I don't know if science is going to be able to do it. It seems like science has been able to do so much. Seems like science is so solid, so soundproof. And I'm not so, but what's the word? It's so like it's so good though. Like it's just so like good at what we do. Like that method of science. Fool. I don't know if they ever stop creaking. Holy shit. Fuck. I'm not even moving, bro. This shit's actually starting to piss me off. I don't know why my chair is creaking, bro. I've been a little bit like, you know, up to here tonight, mainly because, you know, I'm dealing with like car insurance stuff and that shit can be a little stressful. So I've been a little stressed. Not that much, because usually I don't really get stressed. It's actually kind of rare to see me stressed, because I don't stress about a lot of things. Like, I just don't give a fuck. But this whole car insurance shit has been blowing me, because, I mean, fucking, my dad ended up making a whole mistake. Now I lost $475. It's like, bro, it's stupid, but it's nothing. You know, I have $1 million worth of health. That's what I've been telling myself all day. I have $1 million worth of health. What's $475 to me? I'm fine with that. I can lose that. No matter to me. It's not like it's not like I have a lot of money. I'm kind of broke. That's why there's any bit of stress at all. Because I you know, it is money that I would not like to lose. Because I need it. Because I'm going to make a lot of payments out here. But I'm fine. You know, I'm cooling. It's chill. Okay? I'm alive. Something to be grateful for. It's not that serious. Back to the video.
nothing other than the subject itself can know what the experience is like. Disorders of consciousness, of mental experience, are acts in the magic show of the human mind that we still do not fully comprehend. Here are 5 particularly unusual and unnerving psychological disorders that truly showcase the mystifying nature of the human mind.
Okay.
1. Alien hand syndrome.
What the
Alien
fuck?
hand syndrome is a condition in which an individual's hand takes on a life of its own. The hand does not merely involuntarily move at random, but rather, the hand actually acts as if it has its own conscious will, a distinct, separate mind with intentions and desires. Individuals with this condition can find their hand carrying out goal-oriented tasks and activities without intending it or wanting to.
What?
The hand might take objects out of drawers, unzipper a jacket, close or open windows, and so on. Even more strangely, the hand is sometimes known to do the opposite of what the individual intentionally wants or just did with their other hand. For instance, the alien hand may open the same window that the individual just intentionally closed. The condition is understood to often be caused by trauma, stroke, or a tumor, sometimes associated with cancer, aneurysms, or brain surgeries. There is no known cure for the condition, however, and it is still not fully understood. 2.
Seems a little more
Derealization.
simple, that one.
Derealization is a condition in
think
which
it's
an individual
explainable.
feels as though their surroundings are unreal, distant, and/or distorted. People and objects seem to lose their reality, and the world can feel as though it has been withdrawn or faded, like it is placed behind a pane of opaque existential glass. Temporary acute derealization is experienced by a huge number of people, with up to 75% of the population experiencing it at least a few times throughout their life. However, individuals can
75?
experience chronic, intense derealization, in which long, extreme, and frequent episodes occur. Derealization is often experienced with a similar condition known as depersonalization, which involves the feeling of being disconnected from one's own self, the body, mental processes, or both.
Like
In the
that
combined
yoga?
case, the individual
Go
experiences
tell that to Sad Guru, bro. That ain't no mental illness. That ain't no psychological disorder. That's that man doing yoga. You know, union, becoming one with the universe. You know, you do yoga and then you can feel your environment and you as being one. And then if you're good enough, you can feel the entire universe and you as being one. You can feel the whole universe. You can become the whole universe. You can whatever. It's not me trying to make fun of it, dude. I'm not like, I understand yoga is very good. Like all that stuff, I'm a big supporter. I love it. I need to do it more. I don't do it that much, but I don't think he's bullshitting. You know, I think that like yoga, it's like, dude, I don't even need to get into all the goodness of meditation, bro. It's good. That shit is good. Okay, now you wouldn't think so. Okay, you really wouldn't think so. You might think it's stupid, and you might think it's for people that are not like you. You know, you might think it's just not for you. You're just like, nah, that shit's lame. Blah blah blah. Bro, it's good. You know, shit. I need to do it
Is
now.
an ineffable detachment from everything, an awareness of being something somewhere with no sense of an anchor of reality to anything. The more chronic extreme form is somewhat rare and is typically indicative of several other psychological disorders or medical conditions, often with severe trauma or stress at the core. 3. Dissociative identity disorder. Dissociative identity disorder is a condition in which an individual has, experiences, and acts out two or more distinct identities, each with their own differing personalities, their own memories and sense of the past, their own tastes and preferences, and their own way of determining the outward behavior of the individual. The disorder affects between 0.01 and 1.5% of the population. Although genetic and biological,
estimate
between
is that? How do
own
you
way
get a
of determining
0.1?
the
How do
outward
you get that
behavior
estimate?
of the individual.
Wait, sorry,
Each
repeat
with their
that?
own differing personalities, their own memories and sense of the past, their own tastes and preferences, and their own way of determining the outward behavior of the individual. The disorder affects between 0.01 and 1.
Ain't this Jane from Doom Patrol? This that girl from Doom Patrol? Ain't that her disorder? I don't know if anybody ever seen that's watching this has ever seen Doom Patrol. That reminds me of Jane. I think that was her name, right? Let me search it out. Jane Doom Patrol. Abilities. What is her shit again? Let's try to find it really quickly. She returned. Predecessor, eventually simply Jane as a former host, the young first developed dissociative identity disorder. That's that, right? Yeah, let's go. I knew I wasn't crazy, bruh. You should watch this show. This shit is really good. Doom Patrol, I love that show. That shit's fucking fire.
0.5% of the population. Although genetic and biological factors are often believed to play a role, most typically, cases stem from some form of trauma, with 90+% of cases involving childhood abuse, neglect, or intensely distressing events. The condition is believed to arise as a coping mechanism. In an attempt to deal with the traumatic experience or memory, the conscious mind attempts to repress and contort itself away from reality, and in some part of the process, it appears to fragment or split itself off into a different sense of self or group of selves. Although there are several ways of treating this disorder, currently there are no formal universal treatments, and some that are used are even considered controversial. 4. Capgrass Syndrome. Capgrass Syndrome involves the sudden and false belief that someone or something, most often a close friend, romantic partner, or family member, sometimes multiple, has been replaced with an imposter, a sort of duplicate or clone. The belief is so real that no form of reasoning, explanation, or proof can change the affected individual's mind. Sometimes the case can be so extreme, the individual becomes distant or even violent with the loved one with whom they believe has been replaced.
What?
The syndrome is understood to be primarily caused by brain damage, schizophrenia, Alzheimer's, dementia, epilepsy, tumors, or Parkinson's disease. However, since it is quite rare, it's fairly hard to study, and a strong understanding is still mostly unfounded. 5. Cotard Syndrome. Cotard Syndrome is a condition in which an individual believes that they are dead, dying, or simply do not exist. It can also sometimes involve the belief that parts of one's body are missing. As a consequence of this, individuals have been known to exhibit self-neglect or self-harm, because since, in their mind, they are dead, what's the point? Even more strange, individuals with this condition have
just
also...
because you're dead and there's no point, you're gonna cause yourself harm? What the fucking shit is that? Just because you're dead, you're gonna cause yourself harm? How does that make any sense? I guess, 3 days grace, man. Pain. Without love, pain. Can't get enough pain. I like it rough, cause I rather feel pain than nothing at all. Whoa, that's why, right?
Also
That's
been
why.
reported
They're listening to too
literally
much
admitting
3 Days
themselves
Grace.
to a morgue. Cotard syndrome is fairly rare and hard to study, and so the causes are not fully known. Many of the known cases involve individuals who also suffer from conditions like depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, substance abuse, or some sort of brain damage, often from a stroke, tumor, blood clot, brain toxins, or head injury. Exactly how, why, and what way this response occurs, though, is still largely unknown.
Everything on here is
Arguably,
unknown.
on some level, we are all familiar with the strange dissonance and disorder of being, in the general sense. Men are so necessarily mad that not to be mad would amount to another form of madness, wrote Blaise Pascal. For some people, though, this is not a low hum in the background or underneath reality. It is reality. It is a battle of realities, between what they experience and what others experience and collectively define as normal. But what does the psychologically disordered mind suggest about the so-called stable one? About the self? About our perception? What does it suggest about how fragile reality is and how powerful and mysterious human psychology is? The problem, of course, is knowing what is and isn't real in a mind that prohibits exit from one's own and entry into any others while trying to define normalcy in a universe that knows of no such thing.
I like that. I fucking like that. And he's gonna go into the ad about Blinkist, isn't he? Yep, that's
This video was sponsored by Blinkist.
sponsored by. You see how he said it? You like how he said it? Sponsored by. He like, yeah, I'm getting that sponsorship money, baby. 10K on my fucking PayPal account. Let's go. Yo, Blinkist, come sponsor. They don't sponsor no fucking reaction videos. Fuck out of here. I bet you they sponsor Sniper Wolf though. The fuck out of here. I'm about to be pissed.
Hello friends, it's me, and today we're checking out TikToks that backfired. It'll be a funny prank, okay? He's asleep, just... Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button in the face, and make sure you turn on notifications. Click! And I just...
She got merch though. She got merch. She got merch. She's not getting sponsorships in the first video I see. Not to say she's not getting no sponsorships though. Some of the videos say that though. I should just look. Some videos say it. No, you actually don't get sponsorships as a reaction. Damn. It's kind of tough, you know. You actually don't get sponsorships, but that doesn't fucking matter because she's making fucking bread from that ad revenue. Anyway, man, let me know what you got. Ah! I'm not supposed to show you that. I'm not supposed to show you that. I'm not supposed to show you that. Anyway, man. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your thoughts on the video were, right? 5 disorders. Let me know which one was your... I was going to say which one's your favorite, but I can't really say that. Because I don't think that's really a thing. But, hey, man. I don't know what else to say. Let's end the video there to not make it too long. You know, I don't want to waste too much of y'all time. Appreciate you've made it all the way to the end. Let me know. I'll pin your comment. Leave a comment. I'll pin it. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff if you think I deserve it. Right? Please. Yeah.